A reading, a section of this morning's Gospel. But Thomas, who was called the twin, one of the 12, was not with them when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the mark of the nails in his hand, and put my finger in the mark of the nails, and my hand in his side, I will not believe." A week later his disciples were again in the house, and Thomas was with them. Although the doors were shut, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and see my hands. Reach out your hand and put it in my side. Do not doubt, but believe." Thomas answered, "My Lord and my God." Jesus said to him, "Have you believed because you have seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have come to believe." We do not know whether Thomas actually put his hand into Jesus' side, but we do know that he had all the evidence he needed. He put his faith in the risen Jesus, perhaps to a greater degree than the other disciples. One marvelous effect of divine mercy is that the harder you fall, the higher you rise, provided you accept the humiliation. "When I am weak," St. Paul says, "then I am strong." Jesus added one final remark: "Blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe," as if to say, "I am happy, Thomas, that you have found faith. Leaving you out of my first visit was not a rejection, but an invitation to a greater grace. It was an invitation to put your faith in me on the basis of your own inner experience." The resurrection of Jesus is not only an historical event. The words of Jesus to Thomas suggest something more. They might be paraphrased as follows: "You based your faith on seeing me, Thomas, but there is greater happiness to believe in my resurrection because you experience its effect within yourself." This, of course, is an important message for you and me. It tells us that it is far better to relate to the risen Jesus on the basis of pure faith that rests not on appearances, feelings, external evidence, or what other people say, but on our own personal experience of the Christ life rising up and showing its fruits within us. This is the living faith that empowers us to act under the influence of the Spirit, the same Spirit that Jesus breathed upon the apostles on the evening of his resurrection.